Hi, my name is Justin. I'm from Norex. Today, I would like to introduce to you Brand Display, our platform for delivering highly interactive ads. Now, before I get started, I would just like to briefly introduce to you our company. Now, Norex has been, for the past 5 years, focused on providing cutting-edge technology for most of the major publishers in the region and also the top brands that we have been working with. Now, we have offices across 5 countries right now, and we have been working with more than 300 global international brands and in various sectors, as you can see, from finance, travels to property sector itself. Now, these are some of the recent clients we've been working with from the various sector. Now, since you are from the travel sector, I would just like to point out a few examples. We have been working with AirAsia, Emirates, ANA from the airline industry, and also from hospitality hotel industry, for example, Marina Bay Sands, Dusit, Shangri-La Group, and also one of our recent milestone clients, which is with Airbnb. Now, I'll use Airbnb as a case study later as I go along. But when we work with these clients, all these global brands and local brands, one of the common problems they share with us right now is that they have 3 key problems. Number 1 is what we call ad puzzle. Now, why do we say that? Ad puzzle is because every time when they run a campaign, they share with us, they have no idea where the ad actually appears, where it's shown, and they have no idea exact location itself. Now, what happens is that when they run on the network on these ads, they couldn't find out where exactly the ads actually appear. Now, this is the number 1 key problem they actually share with us, ad puzzle. Now, the second problem is too simple. Now, most of the ads that you see today on most of the publisher, the display ad itself is so simple that it's only 1 click, 1 tap, 1 content, 1 information, which are unable to engage the audience and to know what their users are actually engaging with through the brand itself. Now, with the new age of digital age, there's so many digital assets that most of the clients own, and it can be much more richer experience for the user itself. And the third problem they share with us got to do with the second one, which is because of the simplicity of the ad, all these ads become so boring, it creates what is called ad blindness. Now, what this ad blindness basically tells us that users simply start to ignore all these ads because they are just static, boring, visually not appealing itself, and it's always the same old stuff. So with these 3 problems in mind, what we have done is that we introduced our platform Brand Display to all the clients that we have shared with you, we have been working with. And how do we address this problem? Very simple. In Brand Display platform, we provide 5 key benefits. And the number 1 benefit is what we call dynamic updates. Now, what a dynamic update does is that basically when we work with our client, we ensure that all the latest updates, promo, contents that they featured, whether it's on their digital assets, is brought to the display unit, Brand Display itself, live. That means it's a real-time update itself. And second benefit is what's called Smart Data Fusion. Now, in this Smart Data Fusion, because most of the brands that we work with simply no longer just own one website. They have social media, they have their Facebook, they have their YouTube videos or latest content they actually showcase on their online itself. Now, what we does is that combining selectively some of this information that they want to showcase during the campaign, we deliver this information using a Smart Data Fusion within the display ad unit itself and ensuring they are all updated in real time through our dynamic updates. Now, with these 2 things in mind, what we could achieve next is what we call interactive content. Now, by using their data, their content, we create interactive features. For example, we can create interactive map within the display to engage the audience. We can create a video playlist or simply a form registration to sign up for the latest promotion, or even down to the search functionality itself, which I'm going to show you later. Now, with these 3 things, of course, you have to couple with what we call deep tracking, deep analytics report, to complete the whole cycle to deliver a full campaign. Now, what a deep tracking does is that we don't just simply deliver on the surface the impressions or the click-through count, we also measure how the user actually engage with your display and with your content itself. Now, having said that, with Brand Display Platform, we also ensure two things, which is it's both web and mobile ready. Now, this is the next exciting part, which I would like to share with you now. I'm going to go into a live demo to show you some of the cases that we are working with right now and some of the live demo of a case study, particularly on Airbnb. Let me jump right in. Now, this is one of the publishers that we are working with. As you can see, is on this site itself. Now, on the left-hand side here, you will see a unit, which is our brand display ad unit. Now, one thing you will notice, for obvious one, is that it's on a prime location. And second thing is a rich media format, which means the size itself is 300 by 600 in this case, a half-page ad unit. Now, what I want to share with you is a case study for Airbnb. This is an ad unit that we built for Airbnb using our brand display platform. And the first thing you will notice, within the unit itself, there are 3 tabs. The first tab here is called Discover Now. Now, what this tab does is that we aggregate the latest deals and promotion from Airbnb website to showcase the latest offering right here. So whenever they update the site with a new offering or with a new location, it will actually simply come into the display and showcase to the audience itself right away. Now with this, Airbnb has a second challenge. They don't just have promo, they have a vast database of new rooms across the globe that they list every single day. So what we do is that on the second tab, we introduce travel. Now what is travel tab? If you notice, what I'm doing right now, I'm scrolling in and I simply just browse through. The entire database list of all their latest listings offering from various countries are actually listed right here in real time. So whenever there's a new host or there's a new location available, it will actually be featured right into the travel tab. So this creates a very dynamic content to allow users to discover more where they can actually explore under the Airbnb brand. Now the third one is what we call stories. Now Airbnb are quite new to certain region, for example in the Asia region. So when we ran the campaign for them, we created a tab called Stories. Now what these stories does is that they are actually stories from various hosts and various users' experience staying with Airbnb under their social media page. So what we did is that we aggregate from, not just from one social media, we aggregate from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and ensuring all these feeds are updated real time into the Story tab. So with these 3 tabs, we create a very unique experience for users, not just to understand Airbnb brand, the exposure of the brand is critical, and also to allow users to explore more stuff. Yeah. So we didn't stop there, by the way. With Airbnb, we created the next best thing. Now, understanding the brand and the key challenge they have, because they are a growing and a fast growing company with new database, new content to put in place. So we recommend to Airbnb to create an interactive feature called Search. Now this is the very first time within a display itself, there is a full search capability. Let me show it to you how it works. Number one, all I need to do after I explore all the content here, say for example, I'm interested to go Sydney. Now, I just come into a search functionality and I just start typing SYD, Sydney. It automatically recommends to me Sydney, New South Wales, and the moment I click search, what it does is that it will bring me as a click-through right to Airbnb page. But the difference is here, unlike a common display where I have one click and brings me to the home page, but this brings me to Airbnb website, but it brings me right to the content that I was searching for, which is Sydney, the new places that I can stay with Airbnb. And the whole list is right there, along with the location map. So this creates not just to bring the client to be brand awareness, but also to engage the client to get to the information they are exactly looking for instantly. So this is one of the examples that we have been working with Airbnb, and they're so happy with the campaign the first time we ran with them. they actually simply continue for this year again. And we have been planning for them since beginning of year all the way to the campaign for the next quarter and Q3 as well. And this is a testament of our success with this brand. Now, I would like to share with you, as I mentioned to you, for Brand Display, it's both web and mobile ready. So as it is, the same experience that you get from web, you can have the same experience on mobile as well, the moment you load into a phone. So we are both platform, web and mobile ready. Yeah. Now we have other examples that's going on live right now. Let me show you. This is with Mercedes-Benz that we did on Channel News Asia. We have also on this site, Today Online, where we are showcasing one of clients from hospitality, which is Amari Onyx Group, where they showcase various properties from their Oriental residence, a high-end, to simply a property Amari in Pattaya. And if users are very interested in the latest promo, as you can see, they are updated on real time. And if I'm interested, I can simply use this booking panel on this site to start to check for availability of the rooms and the latest room rates as well. So this creates again an instant engagement for the user itself. Now these are another example that is going on live right now, which is on China Daily Asia. And it's a billboard size, as you can see, and it's showcasing Hotel Jen, which is under Shangri-La Group. The last example here is one of also a hospitality client from Indonesia, which is the Santika Hotel Group itself. So these are all some examples which we have done with various clients, from local clients to regional clients and global clients itself. Now this is a live demo. So what you have seen here is simply a showcase of how our platform delivers to a brand like Airbnb. And when I was showing you the live demo, you will probably notice one thing very obvious. Whenever we do an ad unit using Brand Display, we ensure a couple of things happens with our partners. Number one is on the location of the publisher, we ensure they are all placed in prime location, which means on the top fold of the page itself. Number two, we also want to ensure high visibility of the ad, so there's no such thing as ad blindness that happens. We ensure that the size of the ad are a rich media size basing on IAB standards, in this case a 300 by 600 half page size. Now these are some other samples that you can see here, which is what we did for Audi, where there is a real-time weather forecast going on. Another client from e-commerce, Zalora, where they want to showcase all their latest e-commerce items that they list on their site to update real-time itself. Another sample is what we did for Marina Bay Sands, and also for Dell. Now Dell is pretty unique, where if you notice, there is no border in this ad unit, simply because we built it as a native ad unit, and the content itself is featured very highly in terms of the product reviews, social media, and also the specs of the product itself. So it becomes a native ad, its function. Okay, so having seen some of these samples, I know you're pretty excited to get started. Now let me share with you how to start with us. Now next is, what we do is that working with premium publishers across all these countries, ranging from Australia, Japan, to Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand in this region. Now with these premium publishers, we identify what we call prime placement. Now these are some examples of the price placement, as you've seen earlier as well during the live demo. So for example, with Channel News Asia, with The Edge Market, with Jakarta Post, with China Daily, we identify all the prime location from two sizes: the billboard size, the big billboard size, and also the half page size. Now from here, these are the full selections of our publisher list, as you can see. Yeah? So you can identify which country you are targeted for your campaign to run on, and also what are the audience profile you are looking for. What we'll do is that our team will assemble together a media plan and the media cost to do placement into these publishers. Now, having said on the cost itself, so when it comes to the cost, there is actually no cost incurred from your side to pay to Norex. all the costs that you pay are what we call under media buying costs, which means it goes to the placement of the publisher itself. For example, buying their billboard location or the half-page location itself. What we do is that, but under this media buy, we will include our brand display production, our what we call design adaptation, the ad serving itself, the ad tracking, and on top of that, if clients work with us for a minimum 3 months duration, we will provide what we call ad unit optimization. Now, with this, I come to the end of my presentation. Would like to thank you for your time, and do you have any question? So for example, one question they will probably ask during the presentation is, first question, how long does the production time take? If they ask this question, I'll simply go to this particular slide and share with them. Look, for production lead time, typically it will take us up to 5 to 7 working days. Now that is on our production timeline. But before that, we will do pre-production planning with you in terms of the media planning, the artwork, the visualization, the mock-up. And once you approve that, we'll go into production. And also we do post-production as well, which is what we call report analysis, and go into the creative optimization or ad unit optimization. So a typical lead time will take us about 5 to 7 working days. But if some cases clients ad unit are just 1 or 2 units itself, we can take shorter time up to 3 to 4 working days. So that's the question on production. Second question they may ask, how does the tracking works, or what does a report looks like? Now this is where I flip to these 2 slides. First is a sample of engagement tracking. Now as I showed you earlier on the live demo of our case study on Airbnb of the 3 tabs. Now if you can see here, we separate every ad unit to engagement tracking and click-through tracking as well. But the majority are still concentrated on click-through tracking because the objective is still the same, is to drive traffic to your brand digital assets. Yeah. So from here, the engagement tracking we also measure as well. We will build our heat map to know which are the point of engagement. For example, for Airbnb case, we discover out of the total engagement, 30% of the engagement during each campaign falls into search functionality, performing search itself, which is very interesting. So this is a sample report where it will share with you where to see an overview of the tracking from impressions to click-through, and also on top of that, the breakdown of the engagement itself. Okay, the third question they might ask, what is ad unit optimization or creative optimization, and how does it work? So to answer that, number 1 is we only do creative or ad unit optimization with clients who are with us for a minimum of 3 months duration. Now why is that? For example, this is a case of Marina Bay Sands. He has spent with us for a campaign of a duration of 6 months. Now during every 4 weeks, after the first campaign is being run for the first 3 weeks itself, we will review the results from the tracking report, analyze the engagement heat map, and then from there, we recommend optimization, which means both on the design front and also the recommended features and content to showcase. So this is the first version that we did for example, for Marina Bay Sands, if you can see. And we noticed that it's a bit too plain, too text heavy. It didn't drive much click-through. Now, what happens is that we recommend to them, look, why not we increase the tab to be on the side and more visual. More visual as in more live content from their latest show offering, shopping, or even promotion. And this again drive 2 times of the click-through rate from the first round. And then the next optimization come, they want to drive more booking. And that's where we use back similar visual, but we ensure that the booking panel are always being showcased on the display itself. So this is what we call facelift or ad unit optimization itself. Yeah. So that's the end of our first session. Now, what I'm going to do next is, this is part 1 of the video. So on part 2, I'm going to highlight on how to handle some of the tough questions, how to get clients to share their budget with you, and how to test their interest of the client itself. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.